Slovakia pulled off officially the biggest upset in Euros history, beating Belgium 1-0. But how on earth did it happen? Let's take a look. Well, this is the main reason. Romelu Lukaku with an absolute disaster class today. Huge chances missed in the first half, and 2 goals disallowed. The first one was for offside. A corner came in for Belgium, and the ball was nodded down towards Lukaku, and he was offside. As you can see, with the semi-automated offside technology, a load of him was actually off. In real time, it looked pretty close, but not with this technology. And the speed at which they get these decisions right whilst using the semi-auto offsides compared to normal VAR is fantastic. How the Premier League said no to this last season baffles me. This handball by Openda was given in the build-up to Lukaku's second disallowed goal, and a lot of controversy over this one. They now have a touch map in the ball that captures touches at up to 500 times a second. And as you can see by this little radar, he did touch the ball with his hand. That doesn't mean it's deliberate, though. They were hustling and bustling, the defender and Openda. I feel like this is very, very harsh. Openda came on and had an instant impact today, though. He should be starting for Belgium. Ivan Schranz was the man that got the goal for Slovakia today, and it was Belgium again at fault here. Not missing chances this time, but Doku bizarrely trying this 1-2 cricketer-esque pass out from the right-back position. It goes straight past his teammate, and the ball is basically put on a plate for the striker, saved, and it falls back to Schranz, who puts it in the back of the net. So Belgium getting off to a terrible start, followed by all of the Lukaku misses. Just awful today. Some of the crazy stats coming out. Romelu Lukaku has now missed 6 big chances in his last 99 minutes of major international tournament football. The guy is cursed. This is only Slovakia's 3rd ever win in Euros history. 1 in 2016, 1 in 2020, and now 1 in 2024. 48th ranked in the world against 3rd. How are Belgium 3rd, though? Does anyone know how they are consistently so highly ranked when they don't perform in the big tournaments? I don't get it. More stats. Belgium have failed to score in 3 consecutive major tournament games for the first time ever, and Lukaku had more XG than the entirety of Slovakia today. If that doesn't sum up how bad of a day he had, I don't know what does. Now, all is not lost for Belgium, because whilst they do find themselves 3rd in the table after the first game, Romania weren't expected to be top here. And so if they can come back, bounce back strong, beat Romania and beat Ukraine, they will still get 6 points, and that should see them through to the next round of the tournament. What's crazy is that they would actually be top if the table was based on XG. So they played Romania in their next game. They are currently not one of the best 3rd place teams. Obviously, this is very, very early doors, though. This was how both of the teams lined up. You can see that stinky 6.4 rating on Lukaku in this game. Trossard and Doku on the wings with Kevin De Bruyne through the middle right here. He did drop deeper at some points during the game, but then also at multiple times during the match, he did find himself being the guy on the edge of the box, either as an option or trying to create. Trossard and Doku did not have the best of games. Trossard at one point should have squared the ball to Lukaku, and he would have had one of his best chances of the game, but instead decided to try and shoot after intercepting a poor pass clear from Dubravka. Whereas Doku, if we look at his individual stats in this game, 76% pass accuracy. He had the error that led to the goal. XG of 0.02. Expected assists, probably should have got one there. But here, successful dribbles, 6 out of 10. 0 out of 2 accurate crosses. He just wasn't very impressive. He would get the ball on the wing. He'd potentially beat a man, but then not actually whip the ball in. He'd then try and beat him again. It was frustrating to watch. And the difference when Openda came on was massive. He was very, very direct and making things happen, and was so unlucky because his assist for Lukaku was actually fantastic. And it's just a very, very harsh disallowed goal. Put it simply, in their following games in the group, in order for Belgium to go out of this, one of 2 things needs to happen. Lukaku needs to actually be able to finish his chances, or Belgium need to look at things a little bit differently. Because Trossard and Doku, they just weren't at it today. Openda coming on was fantastic. Trossard, Doku could be good if you utilise them slightly differently. A lot of the time, it was just taking too long because they were, again, trying to beat someone twice or something like that, or do too much dribbling. Simple options. Find KDB again, or whip the cross in early. Get it into Lukaku as early as you can. Something needs to change, and they obviously have the quality to go through this group top, right? Even after this loss, they should get 6 points in the remaining games, and that should be fine. Today was just one of those days where nothing goes right for you, and I feel for them because it is just unfortunate when those kind of games happen, but they were also their own downfall. It was an error that led to a goal, and you had the chances to win. And whether that was poor shooting, poor decision-making and not passing instead of shooting, they were the victims of themselves today. So I guess that is better than being dominated by a team. So if Slovakia had come out and won 3-0 and Belgium had 2 shots, then there would be massive, massive worries and question marks as to what on earth is wrong with this team? Why can't they do anything? Whereas today, they showed that they should be battering these kind of teams, but it was just a poor day. So hopefully for their sake, it doesn't cost them that multiple players have had big, big errors today, and they can bounce back in the other games. But we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we've got France playing for the first time in this tournament. That's going to be very exciting against Austria. See if another upset can happen there.